Welcome to this semifinal game, Rogue River. This is Team Delgado versus... We're getting a little waving from the fans there. This is Team Delgado versus Team Crosby. Team Crosby coming into this with a fantastic 9-1 record this season. Team Delgado just barely managed to make the playoffs. So on paper, a definite mismatch. However, you do have Team Delgado picking up 2 players toward the end of the season that they hadn't had throughout the whole season. There you see Jason Felton, who played with Team Delgado last season very consistently, or at least more consistently. This season, he's been out of town for most of the season. Although he was on the roster, they didn't expect him to come back. So they picked up Dusty Hare last part of the season. So Dusty Hare managed to be a spark plug for this team. But then all of a sudden, Jason Felton came back. So now they have Jason Felton and Dusty Hare. So they should be a little better than they look on paper. Definitely, though, on paper, you have a very strong team in Team Crosby. You see Ryan Martin there skating backwards. And Martin has managed to break the elusive 40-point-in-a-season barrier. Only 2 other guys have done so in this league. So he finished the season with, I believe, 41 points. And you also have one of the other leading scorers of the season there handing the pass to Ryan Martin, and that's Chris Watts, who plays Thunder Bay, among other leagues, here at the rink. So definitely a strong Team Crosby coming into this. They did lose one of their members last week. I believe she has a broken leg. That's Ashley Carty. An injury that was incurred, I believe, in a Monday night game. So she's missing now from everything for a while until she heals. Little collision there in the background. So we'll get to a little more of the roster here. That's Stefan Linz playing for Team Delgado. Hands it back to Captain Joey Delgado. Delgado over to Chad Miller. Miller down deep to Linz. Looking for the cut through the middle. Doesn't quite get there. Delgado takes a shot and scores! Captain Joey Delgado, in what is going to be his final season at Water City, notches the first goal of the evening. So at 19 minutes, 48 seconds on the clock here in the first half, Team Delgado leading 1-0. Team Delgado has been in existence for 17 seasons. During that time, they have managed to take 6 championships, so that left only 11 for the remaining teams. So 6 championships across 17 seasons. That's been a very dominant run for Team Delgado. Coming into this one, obviously hoping to notch another one before he leaves for ESPN in Connecticut. That was Michael Kurtow back on defense for Team Delgado, and here you've got Jim Wood working back around. Wood tries to get it past Team White and can't. Kurtow back over to Wood. Wood back to Kurtow. A lot of pressure there from Team Crosby, including the captain, Walt Crosby, over here. And in the corner, Chris Watts. Michael Kurtow in across the red line, runs into Walt Crosby. Runs into somebody else. Walt Crosby dumps the puck, manages to get it on net. So we have goalie Josh Santiago covering it up for Team Delgado. Wearing number 96 for Team Crosby, Kevin Parnell. Santiago again with the save. And in the red helmet for Team Crosby, that is Greg Hawthorne, veteran of this league. He was around prior to the formation of Team Delgado, and definitely the first season that Delgado played, way back in the year 2000. shot attempt. John Negri working the corner for Team Delgado. Puck reaches up. It's a steal Team White, then a steal Team Red, and back. Gonna volley the possession for a moment. Delgado has it, makes it through. Across the red line. Delgado with the shot. And that's a save. Their goalie on record, David McDonald. Watts on the faceoff. Negri goes down. Manages to take somebody with him. If you go down, don't go down alone. Watts can't quite get it through. Delgado up against Hawthorne. Round the boards. Delgado now runs into Watts. Watts lifts his stick, goes in with a ton of force. Jason Felton throws it up. Dusty Hare with the shot. Felton on the ground. And we have a breakaway. Ryan Martin. It's just shot. Looks like we have no goal. There's a lot of chanting and celebrating. I thought there might have been something there, but definitely a stop. Josh Santiago stopping Ryan Martin. Martin, I mentioned earlier, has more than 40 points this season, so no easy feat to stop him. He's a player with tremendous scoring touch and speed. So he comes in with a burst like you saw there to get a breakaway. Fantastic play on his part. Crosby ends up in the takedown with Michael Kurtow. Looks like we have a penalty on that one. It's probably on Team Red. And it definitely is Team Red. All the guys standing around hoping the call isn't on them. Michael Kurtow being summoned. Kurtow standing back, lining up for the face-off. But Kurtow will go in the box. So the start of the power play for Team Crosby comes at 14 minutes 50 seconds. Team Crosby, a real chance here to tie it up. Crosby, and he does. Just like that. Walt Crosby. Not even 30 seconds into that power play, Michael Kurtow already out of the box. Martin back to Crosby. Crosby around the boards. Ends up, Chad Miller kind of got a piece of that, but Martin was back in. Martin never quite out of the play. Watts across the red line. Looks for Crosby. If Crosby had been a righty in that position. Another save, Santiago. Parnell on the draw. Jason Felton has it. Felton being pursued by Hawthorne. Hawthorne tried to rattle him, but nothing doing. Shot off to Jason Felton. Save David McDonald. A victory there for Team Red. Brian Bennett, the other forward for Team Delgado. Crosby on the ground with Bennett. Back over. Bennett now with a real opportunity. And nothing doing. Team White all content to try and dump that out of there. Bennett with another try. Not as wide open this time. He ends up sending it back to the point for Delgado. Delgado back to Bennett. That was a steal there by Team White. Looks like Bennett might have left it behind in the net. Bennett still wants another shot at the puck, and he's going to get one if he can get around Watts, and he doesn't. So Crosby dumps that one into the bench, and we'll be back. Steal there. Brian Bennett. Nice big lazy rebound out in front. Sending that one up to Delgado. Delgado, I think he might have hit the ref on that, but nevertheless, Bennett's first to it. Bennett in the corner to Hare. Hare quick to pull the trigger. Delgado around Hawthorne. Chases his own puck into the corner, but Chris Watts has an opportunity. Martin in alone. Misses the net. Two guys down. Greg Hawthorne in to clean it up. Another guy down again. Back out in front. That's up. Martin turning it on. And shoots it into the back of the net. Martin gets around Jason Felton and just lets loose with his speed. Little more than 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Team Crosby leading for the first time, 2-1. Kurtow in across the red line, being hunted by Martin and Crosby. Miller over. Steal by Martin. Martin going in for another shot opportunity. That one bounces off of Santiago. Looks like he had, and another pick. This time Chris Watts gets a shot off. Kurtow. Team Delgado definitely rattled. Kurtow on the ground. Might have had a breakaway there. Chris Watts took the dive on that one. Ended up down on his hands and knees. Crosby, slap shot. Steal there by Team Red. Kurtow has it. Hawthorne's right there, but Kurtow, I don't think he was aware that Martin was right behind him. Shot by Watts. Kurtow with the stop. Trying to hit John Negri. Negri goes down. Crosby goes down. Looks like we had even more go down. Shot. Santiago with the save, but a rebound, it's loose. Another opportunity, Team White. More guys on the ground. They shouldn't have to clean the rink after this game. These guys are going to have it all over their jerseys. Crosby hoping to catch Team Delgado on a massive line change. All the guys screaming. Can't do it though. Team Delgado an opportunity. Dustin Hare. It's back out though. Martin Delgado. Over to Hare. Hare dumps it in. Crosby gets it. Heads up. Parnell with it in the corner. Looks around, sees the point. We get it over to Martin. Martin back out to the point. That is Nick Hartwig playing the point for Team Crosby, and it's a goal. So Team Crosby 3-1 6 minutes, 56 seconds. So just getting confirmation that goal also goes to Martin, so his second of the night. Shot! Dustin Hare answers back powerfully for Team Delgado. 6 minutes, 33 seconds. Jason Felton working the puck back to the red line. Felton with the shot. That's off the net and out of bounds. Back to Felton. Felton can't get it around Parnell. But Delgado's back to clean that up. Delgado around Parnell. Out to Linz. Linz goes down. Martin taking off again. Delgado on defense, but he's the only one. Pass missed to Parnell. Shot up off the glass. Back out to the point. Team Crosby just controlling this lately. Setting up at the point. Hawthorne. Across to Parnell. Parnell to Hawthorne. That pass misses wide. Delgado now sending Linz. Linz first a slap shot, then decides to instead go for a wrist shot. Team Red with the steal. Jason Felton sends it up to Bennett. Bennett in around, not quite alone. Crosby turns back. Delgado again, the only one back on defense. Hawthorne, that pass is long. Save Josh Santiago. It's a little too early in this game and also too close of a score here for Team Delgado to be risking their defense and pinching up like that. So I can only conclude that it's not strategy and instead just a breakdown on their part, something they definitely have to fix if they want to move on to the finals. Back out to Martin. Miller's on the ground. Cross over to Crosby. Negri slows Crosby down just a bit. Back over to Kurtow. Kurtow, can he maintain his balance? Ends up losing it, but was it a shot on net? I believe it was. David McDonald had to do some work to keep that from going in. Team Red on the ground. McDonald with the save. A little bit of tension there. We've got Martin and Kurtow, I believe. Kurtow, the one on the ground in that exchange. Jim Wood bears down. Can he beat Hawthorne? And I think Hawthorne might have gotten just a bit of an edge on that one. He seemed to be carrying the puck in more than Wood was. Wood gets it to the point, but Chris Watts is there. Over to Hawthorne. Puck hits the boards. Hawthorne still has it, dumps it in the middle. Wood. Back to Hare. Hare circles back around. Back to Hare. Again, someone's on the ground, and we have no penalty called. Hare definitely looking at the ref, hoping for some help on that play. Santiago kicks the rebound over to the boards. Kurtow with the puck. Gets a shot on net. Hare with the rebound. Crosby playing the body, smashes Hare into the boards. Crosby comes away with it. Back out to Delgado at the point. Looks like Crosby and Kurtow might have gotten into a little over there. Santiago leaves it for Miller. Miller up to the point. Curtow with the puck. Over to Delgado. It is a shot on net, but not a strong enough one to get past David McDonald. So just about a minute to go here in the first half. Team Crosby leading this one 3-2. Over to here. That's back to Felton. Felton with the slap shot. That rebound, Crosby manages to send it right into the pads. Crosby, in some circles, better known as a goalie. He plays that in Thunder Bay, I believe. Back over to Crosby. I saw Crosby take a hit once playing goalie in a tournament where it actually dented his helmet. Definitely a tough player out here. Always brings a very, very physical game to the court. Another save, David McDonald. And that's it. Clock wound down. First half is over. 3-2 is our score, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, and we're back for the second half here tonight. We are joined by Chris Horsley,
Hello.
who just got off work and thought he'd come and help us out in the scores booth. So welcome, Chris Horsley. I think he's going to take over the play-by-play. Is that what you'd like to do tonight?
Sure. All right. So Chris Watts is going to chip that out. That's going to be corralled by Captain Joey Delgado. He's going to skate around Kevin Parnell there and center that. Oh, Brian almost got that shot off, but he didn't. So now Parnell's going to break out with that. He's got to beat Jason Felton, which he gets around him. The lumpy off-angle shot on goal. Jason's going to break out. He's got Dusty Hare open at the half. Pass got kind of misfired. Pass for Greg. Uncorrallable. Unstoppable. And Jason Felton's got Joey Delgado. Cross ice on the boards. Joey with just a little bit of trouble on that pass. Going to rim it out, but it looks like Walt Crosby's going to get there first. Walt's going to send that back around to nobody, so Joey will get that. Break that up to Brian Bennett. He's going to have just a little bit of trouble getting in, but he passes that over to Dusty Hare. Fires a shot, that goes wide. So now Walt's going to try and chip that out to Greg. That's stopped by Joey. He's going to hit that in. Nick Hartwig's going to get that, pass that out to Kevin Parnell. And he's got a lot of pressure. Oh, that pass made it through somehow to Greg, but Greg wasn't able to stop it because it was bouncing. Bouncing. That's the word of the day.
Bouncing.
Puck needs to be frozen. Pass out to Walt Crosby, who's going to give that back to Nick. It's broken up by Jason Felton. And then that's going to come back to Brian Bennett. They've got Dusty Hare all by himself, but he's going to try and get control of that puck, and he's going to carry that out. Set something up. Heavily back-checked. Got 3 white jerseys to get through, and that's never fruitful. Chip that out. Dusty, centering pass. Untouchable. So Brian gets that, passes that out to Joey, who's going to give that up to Jason. Jason's going to take a shot. That would be a delayed call. Thank you, Tim Mins. And, man, that was a long delayed call.
Long delayed call. I don't think anybody realized. I don't think anybody realized that one.
Tim did. I hope you could hear that at home.
I think we need to give Tim a job.
Fortunately, he doesn't even need a set of headphones.
Yeah, I know. So Walt Crosby in the box for Team Crosby.
Just a wide variety of goonery. Smiley's going to clear that down. Given chased by Mike Curtow.
He threw himself out in the last game.
20 minutes left in the game here. Team Crosby's up 3-2.
So
Smiley's forecheck turns that puck over. He gets off a shot that's blocked by Curtow. Smiley goes into the boards. He's got a little bit of double team action. Jim Woods and Mike Curtow. Curtow comes out with a puck and he's coming up the boards. He's got some room. He's got Greg cross ice. And he's knocked off the puck by Chris Watts. Watts goes to hit it behind the net. Curtow stops that, but Team Crosby's able to recover, get a breather, and figure out where they want to throw that puck. Chris Watts fires it down loose into the corner. I missed most of the game. Is this what it's been like?
It's been a pretty rough and tumble game. I mean, to recap the first half, there have been a lot of guys on the floor, a lot of collisions, and not very many penalties called.
There's another turnover by Smiley, and that's a goal. Short-handed, Ryan Smiley. It's going to be 3. That's the hat trick. 3 of 4. His very powerful forecheck is causing all sorts of turnovers. And there's an unsportsmanlike on Mike Curtow for being displeased about the call there. There's the double. This will not only offset the penalty for Team Crosby, but they're going to have probably a 3-minute power play. That sucks.
Definitely sucks. 18 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. I mean, we saw a penalty cost Team Delgado in the Loch Ness division on Monday night, and we could see the same kind of situation here. It was an unsportsmanlike penalty in that game.
That would be an eerie series of coincidences.
Wouldn't it?
Coincidi.
That's excellent.
Nice move by Stefan Lenz. Man, I hate playing against that guy. His shot's going to go up and over. Jason Felton's going to be back there to get that. And he's going to fight. It looks like a high stick, but those two are going to go into the box too. You know, they weren't calling hardly anything in the first period, and now it looks like they cinched down their belts, and they're going to get their penalty calling up.
I think so. Do you think they actually had a conversation about it at the half, or they're just noticing what they need to call in this?
Well, Mike's calling all the penalties, so maybe he just maybe his whistle was broken.
He had a conversation with himself at the half, but we have a timeout here, Team Delgado.
He's got to suck it up. It's the playoffs. Start calling some stuff.
Yeah, and you know when Team Delgado, or any team for that matter, takes their valuable timeout with this much time left on the clock, you know they really just feel desperately that they need to change the momentum out here.
Well, it looked to me like they were actually generating a lot of chances on that right before the penalty. I think Joey's going to explain to everybody that they need to settle down because this game's getting a little bit physical and they can draw more calls than they can get.
I think so, and you know that could very well be the reason that we're seeing more calls in the second half is some people are maybe fed up with some of the pushing and shoving that happened in the first half, and now they're starting to fight back.
Yep, and they never see the first penalty. They always see the retribution.
Always see the second. Now, Chris, you know a little bit about Team White, don't you?
They're my team.
Your team?
They used to be.
So how come you're here?
I dislocated my knee, and I'm a sissy, and I can't suck it up and just play.
Come on, it's the playoffs.
Well, that's what I told my physical therapist this afternoon. That shot's going to be turned into the corner by David McDonald. Nice play on that. That centering pass goes off a couple sticks. Turned over. Smiley's going to kick that up to Kevin Parnell. He's going to make some good stick handling through the defense and score over Santiago. That's going to make it 5-2. 17 minutes and 10 seconds left. Yeah, you know, I felt bad. Ashley Carty, one of our defensemen, she broke her leg on Monday, and I'm out, but apparently we were just dragging the team down. We were dead.
Yeah, you know, apparently they don't need you.
That doesn't make you feel good. Here comes another chance. That's going to be stopped by a combination of Delgado and Josh Santiago. So now we got a quick break going up the other way. They're going to spread wide. Joey's knocked off the puck. Centering pass picked up by Smiley. That pass is going to be knocked down by Brian Bennett. Nice stick there. And then that's just going to be dumped into the zone by Kevin Parnell. Brian Bennett's coming back to pick that one up. Looking for some passes. He's got Joey. That's turned over. The forecheck of Team Crosby is just amazingly powerful this evening. Shot by Dusty off shin guards.
It is amazingly powerful. I mean, you see Team Delgado seems to have put a speed line out there with the kid line of another penalty. Could it be?
Wow, there's 3 Delgados in the box. They look like the Vancouver Canucks did at the beginning of the season.
Definitely Definitely a lot of frustration here. You can just see it on Team Delgado trying to fight back a little bit.
Well, it's standing room only in the box.
It is.
So we're going to have a 4-on-2, it looks like.
They need popcorn and some sodas in there.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty hard to come back. If Delgado can get a goal or two, though, this is going to be huge momentum for him being down like this. So Dusty's going to take that. Little miscommunication with Jim Wood. Heavy forecheck. But he's going to take that, and he's going to skate that. It looks like he's going to want to go coast to coast. Makes a move around Crosby. That's saved by David McDonald. Now Walt's got that with a hard pass over to Nick Hartwig. Hartwig's going to skate that up. He's been a forward most of the season, so it's interesting to see him playing defense. Hartwig's going to pass that back to Crosby. We got another delayed call on Team Delgado. Crosby shot, blocked, goes to Greg, gives it back to Walt, who gives it to Smiley, who came off as the 5th man. He's going to pass that up to Walt. Walt's going to skate in. Delgado's doing a line change, which is a good idea. Jim Wood gets possession. Greg takes a little bit of a tumble, and we'll see who's going to the box now.
There's going to be 4 people in this penalty box. That's not funny.
Wow, there's almost more people in the penalty box than on the bench. I think Smiley's telling Mike right now he better settle down. That's too many whistles. You're going to run out of minutes, and there won't be any penalties left to call in the next period.
So the referees have a cap.
And faceoff comes to center ice. I don't understand why that is.
I'm not sure exactly what happened. We only have one guy in the box.
That penalty was somehow waved off, and the faceoff came to center ice. Maybe Joey got like a community chest card or something, and that's how that ended up paying off. Shot by Chris Watts goes wide. Smiley gets the rebound. That goes right through the crease. Watts gets that, passes it out to Walt Crosby on the point. Slap shot, saved. Smiley tries for the rebound again, can't get that one in. So he's going to look around. He's got some room. His pass is turned over caught by John Negri, but Smiley gets that back. He's going to pass that out to Watts. He's going to pass to Walt, who's all alone. Look for a slap shot here. Oh, deflected off Jim Wood right into Ryan Smiley. Greg gets a shot off and save again by Santiago. Santiago's looking pretty strong, seeing a lot of rubber right now.
Definitely. I mean, he's holding his own in this league. Well, you're a goalie, Chris. How's he doing?
Oh, is it rubber or is it plastic? Well, I don't know what the term is here on roller, but he's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty solid. I mean, the goals have all been come by him diving out to try and be aggressive. Maybe he needs to just settle down and wait for the shots to come to him. Shot by Watts. Saves Santiago. Couldn't stop it. It's going to be fed that by Jim Wood and frees that. All these shots look like they're coming from the point, which typically is a Walt Crosby team standard. They like to have one guy up front, which is Ryan Smiley right now, who's going to be going for the goals, and then they're going to fire lots of slap shots from the point. Yeah? Is that what we've been seeing tonight?
That is what we've been seeing. I mean, Martin works it down low, and so that's where he scored from. But we've had a lot of shots from the point.
Okay, we got a full-strength game finally. Just over 12 minutes, well, just under 13 left in the game. That pass isn't caught by Ryan Martin. So Joey's going to hit that up the boards. Met with limited resistance. He's going to stick handle around Smiley. Poke check by Chris Watts. Now we got a 2-on-1 the other way. Stefan Lenz is hurrying back to get into the play. His pass again for Greg is unreceived. Smiley's looking for a call on that. Couldn't find one. Poked into the zone, and that chip out is also stopped by Chris Watts. Stefan's got that, passes over to Joey, who's got a lot of ice. He's going to skate that up, give it to Brian Bennett. Got it good against Walt Crosby. Crosby stops that, and he stops it again. Passes up to Greg Hawthorne, who takes that shot. He had all day on the blocker's side, but he fired it right into Santiago's body. Saved by Josh. Joey's pass broken up by Chris Watts. He's going to step around Joey, make a ill-advised backhand pass on a Joey stick. Joey's pass for Brian Bennett. Stopped by Walt Crosby. Crosby's going to pass that up to Watts. He's down low looking for a shot. Pass to Greg Hawthorne. Joey got a stick up though. That was untouched. Joey passes that up to Stefan, who's looking for a pass over to Felton. He's knocked up the puck by Chris Watts. Chases his own stick puck action rebound corner. Felton's got it. He passes out to Joey on the point. Joey fakes a shot. Take a penalty on Stefan. Cross-checking. Wow, that was about 2 minutes of penalty-free play.
You knew it couldn't last, right?
Yeah, penalty-free, full-strength play. Delgado is still down 3 goals. 11 minutes and 10 seconds left, facing yet another penalty kill. Hartwig passes that back to Chris Watts. Watts is going to skate around. He's got Smiley up the boards. He's going to try and skate that up, give it back to Nick Hartwig. Nick's going to pass that, or just throw it right into Jason's body. Jason clears it out. Chris Watts is there. So he's going to skate up with that. He's got a lot of time. Not seeing a lot of pressure on the point men tonight.
No, actually, they're getting a lot of shots off. Definitely getting a lot of shots off from the point. And, you know, with Team Crosby, you do want to watch the points because they have such strong shooters from the point.
Face-off's won by Brian Bennett. Crosby gets control of it. Passes that up the boards to Parnell. That's going to come out to Bennett. He's got a spring in his step. He's got Felton. Felton's going to carry that puck. Pass it back to Brian Bennett. Hits it back to Joey, who's got a lot of room now. Joey goes for another pass. It's going to be turned over to Walt. He's got Smiley all alone. His pass to Smiley caught. Stick save. Smiley's taken down from behind by Captain Delgado. He looks like he's hurt.
He wasn't looking at the puck. He was looking right at the back of his head.
All right, we're back after nearly a 10-minute stoppage of play. Martin down on the ground for the whole time. We're still sorting some things out, so Chris Horsley's over at the scorer's table trying to figure out exactly how they're going to call all of this. But so far, what it appears to be is it looks like Delgado may be out for the game. So we'll wait for confirmation on that before we call that. Martin, though, got up, sent word to his father, who was watching the game, that he's feeling fine. We've gotten several reports from the sidelines that it looked like a good solid hit, but just something that snapped his neck. Maybe a 2-minute penalty, but shouldn't have been much more, is the sideline report. Santiago with the save. Hanging in there until we can figure this one out. 8.5 minutes on the clock. Team Delgado down by 3. Horsley still over at the scoring table trying to figure this one out. That's an elbow to the head that looks like they're going to let go. Team Crosby definitely playing the physical style that they're known for. Kurtow ends up on the ground. Back in it, gets it past Hawthorne, but it's too far. Watts dumps it back in. Hare looking to send Bennett on a breakaway, but that one's too far down the court. Crosby back over to Hawthorne. Dusty Hare trapped with Hawthorne there, getting some help from Kurtow. Hare still on the ground at the red line. I think he hoping that one would get called. Watts flubs it a little, but recovers. Crosby with a slap shot. It's out into the corner. Bennett has it, sends it up. Hare looking for an opportunity, but runs into Crosby. They still pick it up. Crosby trying to muscle his way in there. Bennett with it. It's a steal by Team White. And that's back to Crosby. Crosby tries the shot. That's wide left. Parnell with an opportunity in front of the net.
Dusty Harris going to break that up. He's got Brian Bennett on a 2-on-1, and he overskates the puck. Greg Hawthorne's going to get that and pass that over to Parnell. Dusty gets control of it. Bennett's a nice pass to Dusty, and Dusty's having trouble getting the shot off. Centering pass broken up by Walt Crosby, who's going to fire that out of the zone, but Jason Felton's there before anybody else. He's back checked by Greg Hawthorne. Misfires that pass. Pass that up to Dusty, who's all alone. He's going to skate around Crosby. He's going to fire a shot. Stick save by McDonald. It's going to be cleared out, but stopped. Crosby blocks that with a shin. He's going to carry that out. He's got a lot of time.
So, Chris, we were waiting to find out the official word from the scores table. What do you have?
They say Joey has a match penalty and he's done. He cannot play. Jason Felton is now the acting captain of Team Delgado.
Wow. So 17 seasons playing for Team Delgado, many seasons before that. What a tragic way to go out.
It seems as though officiating has been the biggest issue in these two playoff games for Delgado, both Monday and Wednesday.
Definitely. They've been hurt both times by penalties, and it's looking, there's been some
shot by Stefan. Nice job.
Team Delgado gets the first shots off since the penalty.
Dusty Hare is boarded from behind by Walt Crosby. No call. It's going to be Stefan Lenz is still going to get that, and then Chris Watts is going to pump that up the boards and rim that all the way around. Dusty Hare's talking to Mike. Mike's talking back to him. Doesn't look like we're going to see any sort of call. Stefan Lenz with Chris Watts. Jason Felton's going to get that loose puck. He's going to try and carry that right up the middle, which he does. Walt Crosby breaks it up with a stick. Goes up the boards, but Stefan Lenz is there. Tries it again. Dusty Hare's there. He's got Jason in the middle. Crosby breaks that up. Dusty collects the puck, shoots it into Chris Watts. Gets that puck back again. Goes for the shot. That's poked off his stick. Instead shoots the stick right out of Nick Hartwig's hand. Now, going to carry that puck in, all the way in. He's going to shoot. That went up off a stick. McDonald has no idea where it is. Dusty's got it. It's poked off his stick by Parnell. So he's going to loop around back. He's going to take a shot. That's off Crosby. Up and out of play. 3 minutes and 15 left in the third period. Or second period, I guess.
We could go to 3. You would like to?
I'd like it. I think hockey should be played over the course of an hour.
A little more action here.
Yeah.
This game definitely appears to be getting rougher, and I'm seeing some calls or some non-calls here that maybe we're watching the refs maybe lighten up a little bit. Not sure exactly what we're getting here, but we haven't had a call in 6 minutes.
And I understand it's the playoffs and let them play mentality, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that really should be getting called, and games get out of hand like this, and that's when you start getting some bad penalties. Nice shot from the point. That goes wide, though. Mike Kurtow's going to get that, and he's going to carry that up through Team Crosby.
Well, I think, you're right. That's definitely going to be the story of this game, is a game that got out of hand, and players decided...
Brian Bennett got the shot. I don't know how McDonald stopped either one of those. Puck's loose in front of him again. He goes to cover it up, and that's going to be cleared out of the zone by Nick Hartwig.
So players here definitely deciding to take the enforcement into their own hands in this game, and that's what ultimately is costing them.
Kurtow gives that up to Wood. He has trouble connecting with that, so Crosby gets it. Fires it around to Chris Watts. Watts goes down with, I think that's John Negri. That puck squirts out the boards. So now Wood gives that back to Mike Kurtow. That is John Negri. Kurtow's going to take that and pass it up to Brian Bennett. makes a move around Crosby. He's got the puck, a little bit of room, but Parnell comes in, gets that. Crosby chips that out. Greg and Kurtow are fighting for that. Brian Bennett's going to get it. Bennett's going to walk that in. He's got Jim Wood cross ice. He passes it back to Dusty, who gives it to Kurtow. His shot is blocked by Walt Crosby. Chris Watts with a dangerous high stick. Didn't connect with anything, though. And that comes out to Greg Hawthorne. He's got a bit of a mini breakaway here. Doesn't even get the shot off. Santiago stops him. That pass comes out to Kevin Parnell, stopped by Jim Wood. Hawthorne gets the shot off, and a big save by Josh Santiago in the waning 1 minute. 50 seconds left. Delgado's down 5-2. I don't think they're going to pull this one out, but Dusty's coming down hard with Brian Bennett.
Nope, Team Delgado definitely continuing to fight, but it appears to be that we're seeing the waning seconds of the Team Delgado legacy here in Rogue River, 17 seasons. And it's come down to this, losing in the first round of the playoffs, winter 2008 season.
You know, you can only win when you're beaten, battered that badly, and you're unable to do anything against it. Here's Jim Wood with a shot. That's stopped by Chris Watts. And that's going to end the period. End the game. I got to skate with Team Delgado a couple seasons, and they're a great team to skate with. Joey is an excellent captain.
There were lots of nights spent at Round Table Pizza watching game tapes, and didn't see a lot of other teams doing that. Definitely something that attracted a following at different points during their career here.
Yeah, for anyone who's really a student of the game, this was an excellent team to be on, because there was an amalgamation of some of the greatest players that have played at Water City, at least in my history. Jason Felton, Jim Wood, Pat Finley, goal scorer of amazingness, Joey Delgado. So many of the players are versatile, and they taught you a lot about the game.
All right, so on that note, we will be back right after this with our 3 stars.
All right, everybody, we're here with the post-game wrap-up, and due to executive decision, we decided to forego giving out any stars, which 3-star oil doesn't exist anymore anyway, so it's an outdated practice. Team Delgado, we will miss you. You were a learning place, a place where people could come together and learn not only the basic aspects of the game and the more advanced ones, but the fact that sportsmanship begins with every player, and that winning is very important, but it's not as important as being able to go to sleep at night knowing that you played your hardest game. I was always ecstatic when I was a member of Team Delgado, and I know that lots of people felt that way, and I'm really going to miss being able to be a part of Team Red and seeing them out there every week. That's about all I have.